Hi guys, how y'all doing tonight? Welcome to Look Around Florida. I'm your host, Sean McFall. Uh, so I'm glad y'all could be here and everything. Hey, yeah, let me get this out of the way so I don't get a phone call from our division commander, army commander, or our national commander, which I don't mind any of those three giving me a call, just as long as it's because did something stupid on the show. Hey Jim, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Jim's on our YouTube channel. Hey, Linda and Roy, how y'all doing tonight? So, happy Lee Jackson Day. Well, that was yesterday, but happy Lee Jackson month. Let me put it out there. Man, I love seeing what I saw this week in the past couple weeks on Facebook on multiple camps doing Lee Jackson dinners. The JJ Dickerson camp had their dinner. Thanks, Victor. Hey, Jim. Had Yeah, the JJ Dickerson camp had their Lee Jackson dinner. Had Jason Boshiers. From the pictures I saw, looked like a great turnout. Looked like everybody had fun. Except for me, I was sitting here because I had a brain fart. It happens from time to time when you're doing something like this, plus being a brigade commander, plus being an adjutant for a camp and trying to organize everything. Once in a while, stuff slips. You know what I mean? I think everybody can relate to stuff slips when you're a very busy person. Yep, I know the feeling, Jim. So, this past Sunday, Camp 1209 had their Lee Jackson dinner. Hey, Kim, I was just getting ready to talk about your camp. Camp 1209 had their Lee Jackson dinner with our commander in chief, Jason Boshiers. Hey, Beth. It looked like a great turnout. I know there was people there from the Panhandle that was there. A lot of people from all over North Florida went to that Lee Jackson dinner. Looked like it was a great turnout. Kim, how was the food? It looked good. So a lot of cool things going on. Uh, Let me get some of the upcoming events out of the way. Then we'll go into our discussion tonight. Hopefully, you all like last Tuesday's show when we had Michael Hardy on. On January 21st at 1 p.m., SCV Camp 1861 will be assisting Mr. Larry Mickle from the Lieutenant Alexander Camera SCV Camp 226. I know, I got to put this in front of myself. From the great state of Texas, dedicating a ceremony of a footstone marker in honor of his great great grandfather, Solomon D. Michael. Served the Company F, 2nd Florida Cavalry from 1861 to 1865. Confederate veteran Michael fought at the Battle of Olustee. Ooh. It should also be noted that the compatriot Larry Michael also with the mechanized cavalry out of Texas, 1st Battalion, Company C. Uh, the dedication service will be at the Midway Church. Yeah, Midway Church of Christ, 5750 West County Road, 223 Bell, Florida. The church is located west of US 21 County Road 232 between Trenton and Bell, Florida. I am requesting anyone who can attend participate from the Florida division and the Metcalf UDC OCR. Please do so. The service will last approximately an hour. Confederate uniforms or period dress is requested, but not mandatory. I have several areas that can use some extra help on. If anybody wish to assist, please notify me ASAP. Daryl Rad, yeah, Daryl Rad. It was easy for me to say earlier. Hey, Bobby. And contact Daryl Raddery. He can fill you in. So that's a cool event coming up. Next Saturday. If you need more info on that, please poke me and I'll provide you that info. Okay, I know that got rescheduled. Roy, I was gonna read your information for the Metcalf. Roy Hudson is planning a ride. Linda, can you type in the chat the date for that? I know he changed it to March. It's going to be a 3 hour ride. It's going to be on the east coast of Florida. Looks fun, type thing. So, some cool events coming up. Our division commander and our division adjutant wants to remind you, if you are going to division reunion, get your stuff in. There's a special prize, a special thing that will be in your envelope when you go to this year's division reunion. So pre-register, get them out there, get them in the mail. Don't forget the guard. Thanks, Linda. If March 18th is Roy Hudson's ride, it's going to be 3 hours, so it looks like it's going to be fun. We got Bobby Van Zandt from the Stonewall Jackson camp. We'll have our annual Robert Lee birthday party at Randy Bailey's house on the 21st. Bobby, what time is at Randy's house? I have a camp meeting that day, so if I can get done with that and shoot up there, uh, sounds fun, Bobby. At 6 p.m. I probably can make that. Just direct message me, Bobby, his address. I might be able to be there. That sounds fun. Hang out with the St. Pete boys and girls. So a lot of stuff's going on. Just a reminder. Uh, if you're on our Facebook, I have an email there. If you want to email me anytime you have an event coming up, that way I can get the word out, or you can get the word out, and you can come on and talk about your event. That invitation's open to all SCV, OCR, and if UDC is paying attention. All right, Jim Odell just said Private George Thompson Camp 1595 engaged in Fort Pierce Historical Festival as myself as Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin Pierce and 1st U.S. Artillery Company F. Oh, cool. Yeah, Jim, I'm glad you are talking about reenactments. Prior to the show, I just watched a video in Otter Springs that there was this past weekend too. It looked awesome. It really did look awesome. I know I've been give a shout out to. It's not official or anything, just like it says. This is my opinions. Jimmy Shirley for his, being the unofficial division photography. He's like me. We're all over the state. Hey, Kim. Welcome to the show, sir. Good to see you. So, since it's Lee Jackson, oh, excuse me. I should have muted myself. I don't like doing that on a hot mic. I try not to. So I do apologize to all you. So with the spirit of Lee Jackson month, I did come across a quote I would like to read to you. Uh, this is a quote by Robert E. Lee. Patriotism sometimes requires of men to act at one period to which it does it yeah, which it does at another, and the motivation will impels them. The the deserving to do right is man, I know it's been a long day. I can't read for worth of garbage. This one quote he did, I mean, I get your opinions. I'm going to read it. We must forgive our enemies. I can truly say that not a day has passed since the war began and that I have not prayed for them. So I think Robert E. Lee's talking about the North, but this quote, uh, does affect us today with the monuments being taken down, our history being erased. A nation which does not remember what it was yesterday does not know where it is today. This is true. I love history. I love going to cemeteries. I love going to see monuments, historical stuff. You can ask Leon Arthur on that one. And most of you that know me in the channel uh, know me. I love seeing historical stuff, which brings up my topic for tonight. I know it's about a month away from today's date is Olesti, the Battle of Olesti. We're not going to talk about the Battle of Olesti till we get closer, because Michael Hardy did touch base on that. We're going to talk about. I should have done this in October, but it just feels right to talk about it. We're going to talk about haunted places in Florida. The reason is I was cleaning out my closet and this book fell and hit me in the head. I don't know if you could read it, but it's Haunted Hunter's Guide to Florida by Joyce Elson Moore. It's a book I picked up years ago, uh, and it has various different places that have been reported haunted in the state of Florida. Uh, we'll probably get more. I get more information and all that. We're we're talking about it in October, but yeah, I did find one place by me, Fort Deneau. That's in between Fort Myers and LaBelle, heading east. Uh, the old town is there, and it's been reported. Oh yeah, Michael, it has been a week. So some of the buildings of the old town is there. Uh, According to this book, I'm gonna go out and see it if I have nothing going on Sunday. Uh, it's reported to be haunted. Hey, Cameron, good to see you, sir. Good to see the Quincy guards in the chat. So it's a kind of a you know the old buildings are there. It's been reported haunted. A couple years ago, I got hit up by some ghost hunters. They wanted to do some research and all that, at a cemetery I hold dear. I've been taking care of it for over 20 years, and that's Buckingham Cemetery. Uh, and they wanted to go in there with their meters and all that to see what they could find. I told them, I'm like, I just volunteer out there. I'm not the actual legal caretaker of it. So I put them in contact with the legal caretaker of that cemetery. I don't know if they did anything or not, but it'd be interesting. So, as we all know, a lot of us are reenactors, some are not. Uh, let's have a discussion tonight on your spookiest uh, feeling at a national battlefield or national prison. I've had multiple things happen to me at battlefields and all that. For Andersonville. Uh, for instance, I was trying to locate one of my ancestors' graves. My great grandmother's grandfather died there of dysentery. He's the one that led me into fighting my Confederate veterans and meeting all you fine gentlemen and ladies. So, with that, at Andersonville, uh, I was in the cemetery section, got a little chilly out. Hey, Jeffro, see you're on YouTube too with Jim Odell. So it was a little chilly out. I had already checked in with the Park Service. They told me where it was at. So I was a little chilly out. Just got done with the reenactment, so I went back to my truck and put my frock coat on. So I finally found him, and I seen park rangers and multiple people all over the cemetery. And if I put my hand, so I finally found him. Yeah, put a flower on his grave, kneel down, thanking him for his service and all that. And if I put my hand on your shoulder, that's how clear it was. I turned around like, "Hey, how's it going?" Thinking it's somebody that's asking for help or something, and there was nobody there. Weird, huh? Feel free to put in the chat your spookiest stories. Uh, I think Michael Hardy can his 2 cents on this one. Olustee Battlefield. Uh, that reenactment's coming up a week from tomorrow. I mean, yeah, literally a month from tomorrow. With Olustee, that's up in North Florida, North Central Florida, closer to Gainesville. It's a pretty cool place. It's the only actual battlefield we have in the state of Florida because most of the battles here in Florida were skirmishes, people coming across each other type thing. Uh, or they're fighting over cattle, salt, various different things. So, Olustee, most of us in the chat know the history of Olustee, know the battle, what took place there, and everything. So, I was up there for that reenactment. This is late at night. Just sound asleep. I thought I was hearing hoof prints, and it sounded like because where I was camping at was where cavalry was around us. So with that, yeah, with that, I thought the horses broke loose because you could hear the leather straps, everything. I get up, I go over to the cavalry, checked on the horses. They're all tied up, sound asleep. And yeah, because that one, you can hear the hoof prints, you can hear the leather slapping. Oh, thanks, Kim, for putting that in the chat. There's an old. Well, I'm just going to share this. It said during the filming Pickett's charge on the actual battlefield, reenactors hear cheering from the trees near the open. Yes, I've heard that too, Kim. Now, I was up there at Gettysburg years ago. I mean, back when they were filming the movie. Me and friends of mine got up one morning, decided to go into town type thing, walking. We saw this. We thought it was reenactors camping there. You could smell the bacon, everything, hear the chit chat, stuff like that. So we go on. We come back. We saw a park ranger, and we asked him about what happened to the guys camping in that area. He goes, "Nobody's been camping in that area." I said, "Yeah." I said, "You can smell the bacon, everything." And he goes, "Nope, nobody's been there." More weird stuff. So get back talking about Alusty. Uh, so there, another time there, I woke up to moaning. Uh, I thought, like, what the hell is this? You know. So I checked on tents by me, walked into other campsites, nothing. A buddy of mine woke up because asked me, "Hey, did you hear that moaning?" I said, "Yeah." So we tracked it down all the way to the cemetery, right there by the train tracks, all the way in there, and then it quit. Weird, huh? Ready. All right, we got a discussion going on in the chat. You're right, Michael. Some people are more sensitive to places. I've slept on battlefields of Alusty, Chickamauga, Sharpsburg, or Petersburg, Resaca, and Gettysburg, and other places, Fort Clinch, and never experienced anything. Good point. There's times when I've gone, to national battlefields and never experienced anything. Then there's times that I have. I was at Natural Bridge late one evening. We had campsites set up, and it was just after a few days skirmish, I saw what looked like people walking around the field in the dusk, but walked behind a small group of trees, then they were gone. Cameron, you're right about that. Jim Odell says, "Watch shadows when I was on watch on the U.S. New Jersey. Seeing guys moving ammo next to their turn. Two turned around and three was no one there. Looked back, seen the shadows moving again. Told them carry on, gents, and continue my roving patrol." Now, Jim, were you at sea when that happened? Give Jim a minute to answer. So a lot of weird stuff. Like Michael Hardy said, some people are more sensitive to it than others. Uh, could be in Port Long Beach. Oh, okay, that's cool. You know, uh, yeah. As we talk about heritage, you know, and I have distant family members of mine do research. Continue on with research. I've looked in the Celtic aspect of my family tree, and maybe I'm more sensitive to others. Who knows? But a lot of spooky stuff out there when it comes to some of the battlefields and historical places. You know, it's cool. What's if you don't know what's out there. I know a guy in Kim's camp went to a cemetery, was doing some research on his family, came across another Confederate veteran. Cool, huh? You never know what you're gonna find at historical places or cemeteries. Check one out. You know, That's what we're here to bet. We're here about remembrance and educating on our Confederate ancestors. Yeah, this past Saturday, I went and helped out the Daughters of the American Revolution out in Alva because we assisted them in research across America. So they asked us to help them uh, last Saturday to clean up the cemetery. Hanging out with those ladies, talking, and really had a good time hanging out with those ladies. I have a good time hanging out with ladies, you guys, you name it. Anything I do, I try to enjoy myself. Uh, there's, why get butthurt? We're all in this fight together, like Jason Boshier said on SCV chat. We are all in this fight together. From our Revolution War ancestors to our Confederate ancestors, it, and history in general is under attack. We got to preserve it and protect it the best to our abilities. You know what I mean, boys and girls? So, been 30 minutes into this, and this Saturday, if you're with the Bogus camp this Saturday, we have a camp meeting. Next Saturday, if anybody wants to come down to Naples, Florida, we will be in the Swamp Buggy Parade. We're going to have a buggy in there with our banners and flags going. I'm going to try to go live. Try to go live from that event. If not, there will be pictures of our buggy in there with our banners and flags flying. Did last week in February is the Everglades Seafood Festival. Come on down to Everglades City, get some fresh Florida seafood. Come by our booth, say hi to me, say hi to the rest of the guys in the Bogus camp. They'd love to meet all of you, or if not, chat with you. Yeah, I'll be there with information if you're looking into joining the Sons of Confederate Veterans or the OCR. Remember, we have the OCR. And with the OCR, just like Talisa said months ago, uh, you don't have to have the blood. Men can join the OCR as thorns. Women could come in as roses. If you're there to support and help out the Sons of Confederate Veterans, just about every state has a chapter. They love to have you. You don't have to have the blood. In Sons of Confederate Veterans, you have to have the heritage and documentation to back that up. We'll be doing Battlefield and Jupiter next weekend. Good point, Jim. Hey, Jim, speaking of that, have you ever had any weird experience at the Battle of Okeechobee for the Seminole War? That's I know that event's coming up here soon. I saw a flyer on that the other day, but I didn't save it. Ready? Huh? Yes. Oh, okay, Jim. All right. Didn't really have much. I'm waiting on our division adjutant to get with me. I talked to our division adjutant through instant messenger a little bit ago to see if he had anything. He's just waiting on a couple things to come in, then he'll be on the show to talk about the division reunion. Hopefully next Monday or next Tuesday or a week from Tuesday. Rick Roberts be on to talk about the division reunion. From what I see and I'm hearing, it's gonna be a one hell of a time. We got some stuff to vote on. Most of you will get that from him. Like I said, pre-register. There's gonna be something special in your packet. Last what the Battle of Okeechobee is the last weekend of February, Jim? No, I just came across. Oh, thanks, Jim. I just came across another quote by Robert E. Lee. You know, the education of a man is never completed until he dies. I can contest to that. I'm always learning something, especially with the line of work I do for a living. Stuff comes into through the port of Miami all the time, and it's interesting and learning about it. Pretty much I got most of that. I haven't heard of anything new coming in through there, but you never know once it comes to my area. Let me bring that down. Yeah, I've heard that, Jim. Exactly, Michael. Always learning something new. You know, if you guys didn't get a chance to check out Michael Hardy's website, there you go. He was a guest speaker on. Uh, he was a guest last Tuesday. I know we got more of a bigger crowd, so feel free to check him out when you get a chance. So, boy, do I have a brain fart. Keep in mind, if you're looking to join the SCV and you don't know a camp is in your area, please. Exactly, Linda. Don't forget the Stephen D. Lee Institute, February 24th and 26th in Tampa. Linda, are you and Roy gonna planning on being there? So, if you're looking for, if you don't know if there's an SCV camp in your area and you're looking to join, please check out that website. There's a thing in there you can shoot me a message through that website, or the rest of our division leadership, lieutenant commanders, division commanders, and adjutants. Good point, Jeff. Thank you for mentioning that. Florida Georgia Metcalf is doing their annual meetup at the flag site in White Springs, February 18th at 11 a.m. It's always a good crowd. Catching up with everybody you don't really get to see on a regular basis. Uh, so that's February 18th, 11 a.m. in White Springs. Yes, our division commander's in the chat. Thank you, Calvin. If you're, get back to what I was saying, if you're uh, in Florida or you're thinking about moving to Florida, and you want if you're looking for a camp, reach out to our division adjutant, Rick Roberts, and he can help guide you. Yes, on that website, there's links to camps and all the good info. So you can be able to get in touch with Rick Roberts through there if you're looking for to transfer to a camp or you're looking to join a camp. You just don't know if there's a camp in your area. Like with me, I'm with the camp down in Collier County, Florida. We have multiple camps in the chat, plus OCR uh, in, in the chat. So it's always a good time hanging out with my brothers and sisters and catching up. That's what this show's about. Promoting you guys. not me promoting you guys. Getting our word out there that we're here, we're large. A good point, Linda. Applications for the Friends of the SCV2. Uh, various different camps are using that different ways. So, my camp, we are using the Friends of the SCV as stepping stones. If you're willing to work with us to help out, work with us to do your genealogy, we'll bring you in as a friend and upgrade you as soon as we get done with your helping you with your genealogy. That's how my camp does it. Every camp is different though. So we talked about Roy Hudson's event. We talked about Daryl Ratchery's event. We talked about multiple Metcalf events coming up, which is cool. Yeah, we talked about the Lee Jackson dinners with the J.J. Dickerson camp and Camp 1209. I know other camps throughout the division are having their celebrations. I'm going to do my best, Bobby, to be at your event because you're only about 2 hours south of me. Good. Thanks, Calvin, for that. Calvin Hart just said Camp 1209 will be at Olesti in February. And the Battle of Olesti is literally. Sandy, I'm glad you mentioned that. Don't, Sandy, is that still in March? Last weekend in March? Yeah, Sandy, let Al know if he wants to come on in anytime and talk about the battle of Narcoossee Mills. Let him know to poke me, and I'll bring him on. Uh, or or if Al doesn't want to come on, you can come on. Thanks, Sandy. March 25th through the 22nd, 26th is the battle of Narcoossee Mills. Guys, this may be the last time it's going to be at the location. So please be there. Hopefully Al or Sandy can come on the show in February and talk about Education Day is the 24th. I always go up to that event. I've always had a good time. Seeing the Massey's, seeing Jim Odell, Talisa, and the list goes on for my brothers and sisters. So keep in mind we got some events coming up. One more in 2024. I'm glad we're gonna have one more there. So this ain't gonna be the last time. Cool. I'm glad to hear that. Next year maybe. So keep in mind, keep an eye if you're on Facebook. Type in your search engine, Florida Reenactor Online.com. They have a page. Ooh. Yeah. So check that website out. I think I have it right. I thought I had a banner for it, but I don't have a banner for it. Alrighty. Thanks, Sandy. So we have a lot of cool events coming out. And if you're near one of these events, feel free to pop in. You'll be more welcome. You'll be greeted real well and treated with respect by your fellow brothers and sisters. And tell them you heard about their event on Look Around Florida. Let them know that. Yeah, we're all here fighting the same fight, same cause. I know Calvin's busy up there in Jacksonville fighting for the monument up there. So, all right. I think I run out of steam and I'm tired of buggered. So, guys and girls, thank you for joining me tonight. We did some quotes and of Robert E. Lee and stuff of that nature. And we talk about haunted experiences in this throughout the area. Good chat tonight. I love all you guys and girls. If you have anything, feel free. On Facebook, I have the email address there. You can send me a message, or you can send me a message through YouTube, and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Hopefully, it's about your event, or you just want to come on the show and talk about your ancestor. That's fine by me. With that being said, I'm going to end the show with a video clip. GCB on SCV chat may hate this, but I'm going to roll with it. He can call me later. All right. Stay Southern, my friends. I love all you. Happy Lee Jackson month.
When my mother was in college, she danced with Confederate veterans. To me, it wasn't that far away. My father knew this. My mother knew this. Almost 50 years ago, I joined the Sons of Confederate Veterans. In those days, we weren't concerned about saving monuments or any of those things. That wasn't necessary. In fact, none of us had any remote idea that it would ever come up, or we would have done something then. We can't just sit there and react. We have to be proactive.
The Sons of Confederate Veterans is the direct heir of the United Confederate Veterans and the oldest hereditary organization for male descendants of Confederate soldiers. Organized at Richmond, Virginia in 1896, the SCV continues to serve as a historical, patriotic, and non-political organization dedicated to ensuring that a true history of the 1861 to 1865 period is preserved. Membership in the SCV is open to all male descendants of any veteran who served honorably in the Confederate Armed Forces.
It is my birthright. My ancestors fought and bled and died. Because of their sacrifice, it gives me not only the eligibility to join, but it's my duty to join the organization. Their blood flows through my veins. Their struggles and triumphs are what made my family what it was, and in a sense made me who I am today. We're to defend the Confederate soldier's good name, that he fought for a noble cause, that he fought for his home, his wife, his children, and his descendants. We're to guard his history, which to me, it's the monuments, it's the headstones, as well as the actual written history of what happened during that war.
The citizen soldiers who fought for the Confederacy personified the best qualities of America. The preservation of liberty and freedom was the motivating factor in the South's decision to fight the Second American Revolution. The tenacity with which the Confederate soldiers fought underscored their belief in the rights guaranteed by the Constitution. These attributes are the underpinning of our democratic society and represent the foundation on which this nation was built. Today, the Sons of Confederate Veterans is preserving the history and legacy of these heroes, so future generations can understand the motives that gave life to the Southern cause.
We need to draw the line in the sand right now. These are our Confederate monuments. These are our Southern heroes, and you're not going to take them down. Right now, if we do not protect our heritage and present it as it truly was, it's going to be lost forever.
The memory and reputation of the Confederate soldier, as well as the motives for his suffering and sacrifice, are being purposely distorted in an attempt to alter history. And unless the descendants of Southern soldiers resist those efforts, a unique part of our nation's cultural heritage will cease to exist.
My commitment to the SCV is a commitment to our heritage, our cause, not in a violent way nor an aggressive way, simply in the way we live. Live what you believe, but in your defense, know in what you're defending and defend it truthfully.
If you were interested in perpetuating the ideals that motivated your Confederate ancestor, the SCV needs you. Simply visit www.scv.org today. Our genealogists are ready to help you trace your Confederate heritage.
We're not just some history club. We are a fraternal organization who is essentially the last guardians whose duty it is to defend American and Southern history.
Thank you all for joining me tonight. Hope to see the rest of my brothers and sisters with the Bogus Camp this Saturday. Bobby, I'm hoping to see you and your guys Saturday night. Stay Southern and don't let them grind you down. Keep in mind. Thank you. Have a good night.